All right, welcome back, Battledome Baddies, and everybody else that's been watching and commenting. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all of your support. This is a new experience for me. So, yeah, today we're going to talk about all the starter deck exclusive cards. So, I made a PowerPoint presentation, which I haven't done in literal decades. So, let's just start talking about stuff. In each starter deck, there are 5 different foil types. So these are the traditional rainbow foils, which are what you would normally expect from a card game. The foils in the booster packs are what they are calling silvered rainbow foils. So they're like very slightly different. From my personal opinion on these, they are like very slightly blurry on the foiled areas. If you've seen I believe they're called etched foils from Magic the Gathering. That's kind of what they're going for, but not as like matte textured looking. It's kind of hard to describe. Anyways, yeah, the Starry Akara deck features the red Akara and a Starry Akara. And the Fire Uni deck features a blue Uni and a Fire Uni, and these are the only Akara and Uni cards that exist so far. Let's start taking a look at all the cards in them. So we have card notes on the right hand side here and a picture of the card on the left. And I have a 5-star ranking system. So we'll see how many actually get a 5-star. So yeah, Flaming Hot Dog, level requirement 1, it's a food. Your Neopet gains 1 attack and 1 agility this turn. Your Neopet is immune to being frozen this turn. Notably, you can play this on battle or before the battle phase on your turn, and I believe that should let you battle on your turn if your pet has been frozen on the previous turn. It's also worth noting that in either starter deck, there are no freezing effects, so this is kind of irrelevant. That second line of text is kind of irrelevant for starter deck battles. Yeah, the 1 attack, 1 agility is fine. I'm going to give it 3 stars. It's actually useful outside of the starter deck, and it's not a bad hot dog to include. Next up, we have the Lag Begone Serum. It's a level requirement 1 potion. It's found in both decks. Roll 1 die. On a success, your Neopet gains 3 agility this turn. Giving it a 1 star because it's a potion, and potions are quite literally a 50-50. They work or do nothing. And using your 1 card per turn to do nothing is very bad. So every single potion in here is going to be a 1 star. Next up, Neovian Strength Potion. A level requirement 1 potion. Roll 1 die. On a success, your Neopet gains 3 attack this turn. Found in both decks. Again, a 1 star. But that being said, some strategies may actually want to use potions like these that provide a big burst of damage potential. Next up, we have Nilo, a level 1 requirement, a legend with the Neopia Town Square, Neopia City Central guild affiliation. And the text of search your deck for any card with a level requirement of 1 and play it. This is a very good card. It is found in both decks. It is great for deck thinning, so you can thin your deck of weaker cards. So for example, specifically in this case, a level 1 card, level requirement 1 card, and as you remove those cards from your deck, you end up eventually just drawing stronger cards later in the game. So one really cool interaction, that if you have 2 in your deck, you can Nilo, search for a Nilo, play it, search for another level 1 requirement card. So that could be like any of the plethora of hot dogs, like even just a basic hot dog. So it would be Nilo, hot dog, draw a card, and that essentially just replaces 1 card in your hand from the original Nilo that you played, and it takes 2 additional cards out of your deck, or technically 3 from the hot dog draw. And of note, there are 28 level requirement 1 cards so far. So there are, that's including Nilo, so there are some choices that you can use for it for sure. And I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5 just for that. Next up, we have the Poison Tip Dagger, level requirement 1 equipment. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On a critical success, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. This is found in both decks, and there's about a 17, roughly, percent chance each turn to deal 1 damage. That being said, it's not a terrible turn 1 play, but needing to get a critical success on one die is not great. So I'll give it 2 stars because it is potentially useful. It's, again, not the worst turn 1 play, but overall, after you've looked at all the cards from like the booster set, it's probably not going to be played. So, yeah. Next up, Potion of Concealment, a level requirement 1 potion. Roll 1 die. On a success, your Neopet gains 3 defense until the end of your opponent's next turn. This is found in both decks, and again, it's a potion, so we're giving it 1 star. Next up, we have Starry Hot Dog, a level requirement 1 food. Your Neopet gains 2 defense and 1 agility this turn. This is from the Starry Akara deck, and it is decent, but it's more used for defense, which means that you're probably going to be on the back foot if you're trying to deal damage to your opponent's Neopet. However, there are some strategies, such as using like the Shield of Reflection, where this card would actually be quite useful. Yeah, it's interesting. It's also nihilable, so if you need some more additional defense, you think you could search this up. Moving on, we got Boots of Leaping, a level requirement 2 equipment. Reads gain 1 agility, found in both decks. Just gonna say that pretty much every equipment in the starter decks give 1 less stat than the level requirement that you use for the card. So overall, I don't think they're worth playing, so this will get a 1 star. Moving on, we have the Money Tree, level 2 requirement legend, with also the Neopets City Central Guild affiliation. And we have draw cards from your deck until you have the same number of cards in your inventory as your opponent. This is found in both decks, and it requires your opponent to have a larger inventory than you. So you can either draw 0 cards or like 7+, which, it's not terrible. For a level 2 requirement card, it's playable. I would say it's playable. Moving on, Sturdy Blue Sword, level 2 requirement equipment, gain 1 attack. Found in both decks. It only gives 1 stat, and we're going to give it 1 star. Wooden Blocking Shield, level requirement 2 equipment, gain 1 defense. Found in both decks. Gives 1 stat, 1 star. Next up, we have Amber Sword, a level 3 requirement equipment found in both decks. Reads gain 2 attack. So it's slightly better, but again, it's still less stats than the level requirement, so we'll give it a 1 star. Basic Wooden Shield, level requirement 3 equipment, gain 2 defense, found in both decks. Again, 2 defense for a level 3 card, so 1 star. Expert Bow, level 3 equipment, gain 1 attack and 1 agility, found in both decks. So this is a little bit different. It's giving 2 different stats than just 1 or 2 of 1 stat. So it is slightly better, probably, maybe. Remains to be seen. But yeah, overall, still unplayable. There are more equipment that do more things than just give stats in the booster packs. So yeah, 1 star. Golden Coin Amulet, level 3 requirement equipment, gain 1 attack and 1 defense, found in both decks. Again, this is probably better than the Amber Sword, but again, 1 star, probably unplayable. Dual Expert Bow, level 4 requirement equipment, gain 2 attack and 2 agility. Okay, it's found in both decks, and it is giving an equal number of level requirement in stats. So this is probably the best equipment, but again, just for 4 stats for a level 4 card. For a level 4 card, you want to be doing something a little bit better than this, and just raw stats, I don't think it's worth it. Mysterious Amulet, level 4 requirement equipment, found in both decks, gain 2 attack and 2 defense. Again, same as the Expert Bow. It's better, but at level requirement 4, you probably want to be doing something a little bit more fancy than just getting raw stats. Sword of Domar, level 4 requirement equipment, gain 3 attack, found in both decks. It doesn't give 4 levels worth of stats, it only gives 3 technically, so yeah, still unplayable, but it is a nice boost for the later game. Again, level 4, you probably want to be doing something a little bit stronger than just giving raw stats, but it is what it is. If you don't have anything better, it's still a decent choice. Tower Shield, level 4 requirement equipment, gain 3 defense, found in both decks. Pretty much the exact same reasons as the previous card. We're going to give it a 1 star. And that is all the unique cards that are found in the starter decks. So overall thoughts. Nilo, Flaming Hot Dog, and the Money Tree are probably the best starter exclusive cards from the starters. None of them have a foil version so far, so that's something to keep an eye out in the future. The decks are designed to be simple and easy to learn and figure out. I do think that they've done quite a good job of doing that. There are, I believe it is something around 30-something cards, excluding Codestones and Neopets, that are each one of in the deck, so you're not getting a playable 2 set of it, but it exposes you to a lot of different cards and different effects, so you can have some fun with what they do differently and figure out what you think the best stats might be from your own experience playing these. That said, the dice are gorgeous and definitely worth getting the starter decks for, in my opinion. Like, if you buy it just for the dice, that is perfectly fine. The additional alternate foils are pretty nice, but again, they have the exact same artwork as cards that are found in the booster packs. So there's not alternate artwork found in these. These are not promotional cards, which will almost always feature exclusive artwork. One other thing to note, on the packaging, at least for this Canadian pre-release, they did not advertise the animated avatars at all, which was kind of interesting. I'm not sure if that was just because this was a previous design where the starter code or the animated avatar code was not included in the deck, and they've changed that for the wider release, but I feel like if they actually advertise that, like, hey, you get an animated avatar to use on the Neo boards, like, I think that would also draw more people to pick it up, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, that is the unique cards in the starter deck and my impressions of them, and yeah, thanks for watching.